Hello everyone, good morning. First of all, warm welcome to MuleSoft training by Geeks. In this video, we'll see how to deploy a Mule application to CloudHub. So when we have built the Mule flow, so we built this HelloWorld Mule application in the other video, and we've done it in Anypoint Studio, right? So after we have built this flow, we have deployed this application to a Mule server, which comes pre-built with Anypoint Studio. And we were able to test this flow by sending in requests from a Postman to a local host URL, right? And this approach would be fine as long as you want to unit test the flows. Okay, so you can build the application, deploy it to a Mule server in Anypoint Studio, and you can send in requests to the local host URL to verify if everything is working as expected. But if you want to make this flow accessible to others, you need to deploy this application to a CloudHub. Okay, and in this video, I'll show you how to do it. So a prerequisite to deploy a Mule application API or a flow to CloudHub is to have an Anypoint platform account. Okay, so before you deploy to Anypoint platform, you need to have a login credential set up first on the Anypoint platform. If you don't have one, you can just browse this URL and quickly set up a login credentials for yourself. You can get a free 30-day trial account without keying in credit card details, so no risk there. And then once you have your account set up, you can come back and follow along with this video. Okay, so select the project that you want to deploy to CloudHub, do a right click, select Anypoint platform, and select deploy to CloudHub option. Okay, so if you have Anypoint platform credentials already set up, you might see options like where do you want to deploy the application, whether you want to deploy it to design or a sandbox. Okay, so I'm seeing the options here, but let me remove the platform credentials that I've configured earlier so that I can show you how exactly it looks like when you do it for the first time. Apply and close. Do a right click and try to deploy the application again to CloudHub. And this is you will see this page. It'll ask you to sign into Anypoint platform first. So sign into it. Enter valid username and password. And you can click on sign in. And basically you get two options, design or sandbox. You can deploy it to a sandbox account, that should be fine. And you can go with the default options. So it will be, you're trying to deploy this application and you're trying to deploy it to CloudHub. And yeah, this is a file name. It gets deployed as a Java archive. And you'll see the runtime version, and you can select the worker size. So this Mule application gets deployed with a worker size, and by default, it'll be of size 0.1 vcore. If you want to expand it or if you want to increase the memory, you can do so if you want. But and you can also select the number of workers who should be supporting this application. Okay, so this Mule application gets deployed as a worker, and at the moment, since we are using a free trial account, you can only select one worker per application. But in case it's a paid account, you can select multiple workers for the application. Okay, so in case the workload is expected to be high, or in case the number of requests it needs to process is high, you can select a more number of workers. You can select the workers and a worker size accordingly. Okay, and you have some seeded options. Just go with them. So this option automatically restarts the application if it is not responding. So in case something happens, some sort of outage, and if the application goes down, it will automatically restart the application if it's not responding. Okay, so go with the default options and click on deploy application. Okay, you could see that the deployment has started. And you will also see the logs popping up displaying exactly what's going on in the background. You can wait here for some time, and you should see a confirmation that yes, the application is deployed to CloudHub. You can click on Open in browser. It might not open up anything, but what you can do is you can log into any point platform. Okay, so you can log into any point platform, and you can go to Runtime Manager to see what exactly is going on in the background. Okay, so let it go to the home page, and you can go to a Runtime Manager to deploy, manage, and monitor your applications. Okay, so I've logged in as a different account. Let me just sign out and sign in as a different user into a different account. I just need to change one letter in here. Sign in. Save. Go to Runtime Manager, and I deployed the MuleFlow to this account. And I'll go to Sandbox to see the API getting deployed there. So if you look at the applications, you could see that yes, the application. You could see the application name, and you could also see the status of it. And you can click on it. And if you go to logs, you will be able to see what exactly has happened or how it has got deployed. So if you look at the logs, just to walk you through it. So the application is queued for deployment first, and there will be a worker that will be deployed to US East 2 region. A worker. MuleSoft internally uses AWS regions. Okay, so it deployed a worker to US East region, and it provisioned that CloudHub worker, and then it deployed this application in that worker. Okay, so if you scroll down, you will see a few more log messages, and you will see a confirmation message at the end, which says that your application has started successfully. And the important bit here is, so you can click on the applications again, and you see that there's only one application at the moment in this particular account. I've just created it. And if I want to access this endpoint, I can click on it, and you see a domain in there. You can copy that domain, and if you click on it, you get this error saying that there's no listener on the root, or there's no listener. But you just copy this URL, go to Postman, add in a new request. So on this endpoint, we are listening on hello path, on a path called /hello. So put in add /hello, and you can also probably pass in a query parameter. You can pass it as a name equal to geeks, and let's send in a request now. And you see that a request has been or response has been received, right? So we were able to successfully deploy this Mule application that we have built to the CloudHub, and the CloudHub generated a unique URL, and to that URL I just prefixed the path that we are listening on, /hello, and I've just passed in a query parameter, and I was able to get back the response. Now, anyone under the sun who wants to access your REST API or Mule application can do so with the help of this URL. And if you don't pass in a name equal to geeks, you will get back a response of hello user. Okay, so why do I need to prefix /hello? That's because in the flow I'm listening on that particular path. So if you look at the listener that I have configured, I'm listening on this particular path. Had this been / without any hello, then I could have, then I don't need to prefix this hello. Okay. So this is how you deploy a Mule application or a flow to CloudHub. A prerequisite is to have an anypoint platform account, because ultimately you're deploying your API to there. And internally, when you deploy an application, a worker gets deployed to one of the AWS regions. Usually it will be US East 2. And a first worker will be provisioned. And on that worker, the application gets deployed and it will be initiated. Okay. And once the application gets deployed successfully, you will see an endpoint generated, which looks like this. And there is a specific pattern to it, if you notice. So if you look at the URL that's generated, it'll be your application name followed by the region US East 2, and you have a prefix of .cloudhub.io. Okay. And thank you very much for watching this video, guys. In case you are interested in MuleSoft training offered by UnoGeeks, you can call us on this number or send a WhatsApp message, or you can also mail us on info@unogeeks.com. Thank you.